From falsely accusing famous YouTubers of sexual misconduct for their own personal gain, to masterminding a series of lies to frame an innocent man for their own amusement. These are YouTubers whose careers were put into jeopardy due to false allegations, starting with one of Overwatch's largest streamers. On August 10, 2022, a Twitter user by the name of Naya Plays Overwatch took to Twitter accusing professional Overwatch player SVB of asking a minor for explicit photos. People were immediately shocked by this, as SVB was known as one of the most wholesome creators in the space at the time. However, the story would run much deeper than what was seen on the surface. In the twitlonger, Naya claimed to have been part of an esports team that hired SVB as a coach. As Naya was the only woman on the team, she accused SVB of singling her out because of that. To make matters even worse, SVB would message her after the call, which would lead to some disturbing messages. "Hi, I had a fun time coaching your team today. You were actually really good for your rank and was just messaging to see if you'd be interested in doing some one-on-one sessions." And Naya immediately shut him down, saying, "I'm not looking to go pro, after all, I'm only gold." On the surface, these previous screenshots were harmless, but the screenshotted evidence would only get more and more incriminating. However, people would soon catch on. Anyone who knew SVB likely already knew that the way he was allegedly talking was, quote, emasculating. Yet, the screenshots only got worse. Do you think maybe you could send more pictures? Maybe just one. Okay, but this is the last one. "Oh my god, that is a really cute top. But do you think maybe a picture without the top on?" Things had truly gotten this bad. SVB is seen asking an alleged minor for topless photos, despite being an adult. And to make matters even more disturbing, no one even knew the actual truth about the situation. Immediately, without even hearing SVB's side of the story, threats, disgust, and sheer disrespect began pouring through SVB's Twitter and social media. However, there would be a groundbreaking development that would absolutely shake the Overwatch scene to its core. You see, with SVB behind the scenes working on a video to clear his name, a mysterious tweet would surface with an anonymous Twitter user that would bring life-changing information for SVB. Swag Tortoise Overwatch would reveal that they were in fact Naya, providing proof of their access to the account, which would reveal the cold hard truth. SVB had been framed. They stated that every single image, message, and screenshot was fabricated with only one goal: to expose how easy it is to frame someone. Somehow, there was still a disturbingly gruesome reality lying behind this development, one that SVB would lay out himself. On August 12th, SVB would post a video to his channel titled, "I was falsely accused, this is my story." Even with his name being cleared, there was a sheer reality that would not go away no matter how hard he tried. SVB's reputation was now permanently damaged, and no matter what he tried to do to fix it, it failed. And not to mention, while absolutely vile, it was not as bad as this next creator, who didn't even get a chance to clear his name properly, and was ridiculed and even threatened while he worked to do so. On February 22nd, 2023, a Twitter user by the name Nyasputin would post a twitlonger, which gained 54,000 likes in one day. In this twitlonger, they would identify themselves as Orion and allege that they had been dating Quite during 2016 and 2017, stating that Quite had been manipulative and transphobic. Yet, there was an even more disturbing accusation that would absolutely burst Quite's career into flames. Orion alleged that Quite had attempted to sexually assault them. Disturbingly enough, however, things wouldn't end up being how Orion made them seem. You see, Quite was a creator that began gaining notoriety for his commentary content, which wasn't initially doing him very well. In 2016, Quite had only amassed 500 subscribers, posting what were the early stages of his current content, attracting numerous fans and creators, one of which was Orion. In this twitlonger, Orion would cover the basis in which everything had happened, starting all the way from the very beginning. In early 2016, Orion and Quite began getting very close, and eventually met up in February of 2018. However, things would take a turn for the worse very quickly. Orion alleged in the twitlonger that they had been flirting, and held the intent of taking each other's virginities. And no one truly knew it at this time, but this is where everything began going wrong in Orion's story. The way Orion framed their story made it seem like Quite had forced them into this position and made them follow through with it against their will. But things were not going to go how Orion thought they would. You see, with everything fully covered and a lot left burning in the background, some new information would arise. After being silent for weeks on end, with an endless amount of questions to be answered, Quite would solidify the idea that he was making a grand return by sending a single message in his Discord. On March 11th, Quite would post a video called For the Record, which he would break down every single claim made against him. Quite would swear that he never assaulted Orion, and in fact that he was actually scared of the idea of sex and even struggled with the idea of kissing. However, an alarming truth that Quite would then share is that Orion had been posting public statements on their private Twitter account that they have the quote power to ruin everything for Quite, but they weren't sure if they wanted to. And the situation only continued to get more disturbing because the only thing Orion had to defend their claims was a single medical paper that was largely believed to be faked from the very beginning. Yet, amidst their delusional behavior, they would claim this to be undeniable proof and that they were going to log off for a while. The reaction to Quite's response to the allegations were extremely positive, and many pointed out that Orion had actually doxed Quite in addition to making false allegations against him. And disgustingly enough, the situations for each creator will only continue to get more and more unfair, like with Mewtwo King, who was one of the largest Smash players of his time. By joining an esports team and even winning some of the world's most impressive tournaments, he made a name for himself. However, a series of accusations would begin surfacing over the duration of his career, which would slowly deteriorate him and his integrity. In June of 2020, a plethora of allegations were surfacing against a large number of top players in the Smash Bros. Scene during what was called the Me Too movement. While most saw this as a great thing as justice was being made, there was another type of people, ones that saw this as a way to bring M2K down. In the now deleted Twitter post made by NextReady, Mewtwo King was accused of quote ejaculating on another pro Smash player while she slept. However, things got very dangerous. Without a single solid piece of evidence, and even taking into account the fact that the victim wasn't even confirming this, people immediately ruined M2K's life. However, M2K refused to let this ruin his career. On July 4th, 2020, Mewtwo King would start a live stream in which he debunked the allegations made against him. He stated in this live stream that it absolutely could not have been him, as M2K had experienced a botched circumcision at birth. For M2K, this was absolutely humiliating. From the very beginning, he was framed for something he didn't even do, and the only thing NextReady had to say was sorry, even admitting that he did not verify the information. The false allegations completely ruined M2K's life, because in order to prove his innocence, M2K was forced to reveal a very personal and embarrassing detail about himself. And the sad reality is, this next creator had it even worse. Not only was he framed of sexual assault by his ex-girlfriend, he was also accused of pedophilia without any evidence. A YouTuber by the name of Slazo would have a twitlonger posted against him, in which his ex-girlfriend Shay would accuse him of being sexually abusive towards her during the duration of the relationship. The twitlonger, which gained over 15,000 likes in one day, would immediately kill Slazo's career. In her twitlonger, Shay alleges that while they were dating in 2016 and 2017, Slazo often pressured her into doing things she did not want to do. Shay claims that Slazo had been sexually touching her, and it made her extremely uncomfortable. And to make matters even more disgusting, Shay claims that their second date was just as bad. Shay would escalate these claims, saying Slazo controlled every part of her life. She began feeling like she was nothing but a sexual object. And to make matters worse, things would only rapidly decline as events began to surface even more. However, she would be caught red-handed. On June 11, 2019, Keemstar released a video on Drama Alert. Slazo was invited for an interview where he admitted that the screenshots posted were real. However, they had been taken completely out of context with only one goal: to cancel Slazo. Yet again, Shay would defend her claims, where she again links a tweet containing recent messages between herself and Slazo. However, like the last set of messages, something absolutely was not right. On June 27, 2019, Slazo would post a video called My Side, where he debunked the claims made by Shay, providing context to the screenshots that he had mentioned before. In these screenshots, it is proven that Shay had framed them to make him look worse, and that Shay went along with every edgy joke he had made. Not to mention, she had cut out all of the important information to make Slazo look like he admitted to raping her. However, Shay was just not having it. You see, a YouTuber by the name of I'm Alex posted a video where he would completely side with Shay, accusing him of several charges, including rape and sexual assault. He even took it a step further, claiming that Slazo was an adult at the time of these allegations. Now, a very disturbing truth was coming to light. Shay had been manipulating things from behind the scenes from the very beginning. People knew this, and as a result, some of YouTube's largest creators made videos criticizing Alex. One of these such creators was Turkey Tom, who would post his now infamous video where he exposes Dolan Dark and Hyogen, among other large creators, of conspiring with Shay to destroy Slazo's career. This single update would absolutely shatter Shay's claims, allowing Slazo to prove that he was innocent. To make things even worse for them, Keemstar would get his hands on a series of screenshots, which would reveal that Shay did in fact manipulate the previous screenshot to make him look worse intentionally. To make matters even worse, these creators then boosted Shay's Twitter post to make it seem more valid, attempting to kill Slazo's career, which goes to show just how easy it is to ruin someone's life with false allegations. It has become very, very difficult for a lot of people to come out about their allegations because of people like this. The cold reality is, it is very hard to prove that you were sexually assaulted, and it is even harder to prove that you are innocent. And because of both of these sides, evil people have begun taking advantage of this. However, do not let that discourage you. If you are experiencing something like this, reach out to someone. You are heard.